Hello, my name is Liz Palmer. I'm a costume designer in the film industry. Well, the role of a costume designer is, of course, to design all the costumes. Given that you're given a brief from the director and read your script, that should be a simple process. When we read a script, it you can follow one path with your design work, but there are many outside influences, and that would be obviously a director's brief, production design, and the actor. Often that we actually do have to sort of change designs when actors come on board, due to their body shape or their image, or their collaboration with where their design process is. In film, it's very, very important. The people that I collaborate with the most would obviously be the director, but design-wise would be the production designer. And then also the other person that I collaborate with the most is the set designer. The set decorator. So the set decorator is responsible for, the soft lounge that my goddess may sit in, and the curtains that, are parted, and the floor that, someone falls onto. The materials and the props and the setting within a set are very important to how a costume has to, it has to fit within those ideals and those designs as well. Communication is the key. You have to keep those lines of communication open. And on film sets we get really, really busy, so you need to delegate. So you delegate that communication. So as soon as a sketch is done, even if it's only in pencil, you've really got to get it out to someone and make it someone's job that gets sent to the different departments. And obviously when fabric is chosen, that's the key, when things get sent to the set decorator and to the production designer and to director, and so everyone's on the same page. The last film that I did, Gods of Egypt, a different process came out, which was by accident really. It was because we had no cast, and we had, when you don't have cast, you don't have bodies to fit. So we ended up printing a lot of the mannequins in the actor's shape via a robotic Dremel tool. The files were done under a 3D scanner. 360 degrees of cameras going off, and then a file is sent down via email, and we send that email off, and that email is Dremeled out to resemble almost millimetre perfect mannequin of our actors. And then I went through a process of, okay, we had our mannequins, and they came into the workshop, and I covered them in masking tape, and then I developed a new design technique called direct designing. That's what I call it. So you can draw something on a piece of paper in 2D, but when you actually get the body shape, they might be really short-waisted and your design doesn't fit onto their body very well, or you may be cramming, design lines. So it was like an amazing step forward for me to design this way. It was on a school excursion to the Elizabethan Theatre Trust Theatre, and we went backstage to the costume room where there were all these beautiful, period costumes from Picnic at Hanging Rock. And I was able to touch the costumes that were hanging in the rack, and I'd only just seen that film. So me being able to touch a costume that I'd seen, more than 5 stories high in a cinema really hit home to me. So I actually pursued from there a career in theatre. I thought I wanted to be in the theatre, but then, I ended up being in costume. But I did do a course, and this is what I want to get through to students. It's like, you have to pursue what you want. You really do have to be that squeaky wheel, because that gets the oil. You have to grind and grind and grind and grind away. Pester your teachers, pester, your lecturers. It's like, because, if you don't pester, you won't get anywhere. So it's like, I pestered my mum and said, I really want to find out how to get into costume. And all I wanted to do was work in the workroom. That's all I wanted to do, was be part of possibly making or handling that costume that I saw in that theatre. And so she found and spoke to the man who ran Elizabethan Theatre Trust, and we had a meeting, and I was 12. And he said, well, when you finish school, you do this course. There was no costume course available. There was only the fashion, I think it was called Certificate of Fashion or Fashion Certificate Diploma. And it was a 3-year course, and I did that, and I learnt to sew. So my tip to anyone that wants to get into costume is you have to learn to sew. Squeak, squeak. Really put your hand up and annoy the teachers and say, this is really what I want to do. I'm really, really interested in costume. How do I do it? And you should be able, that teachers should be able to set you up with, okay, you go to AFTRS, contact AFTRS. There are workshops, there are, and like, you know, it might not be costume that you're interested in. It might be 3D animation. It might be any technical side of film, sound, editing. AFTRS are great. They have short courses during holidays, and you can sign up for them. There's a great website called Screen Hub, and just sort of you can get a lot of work experience. And that's the other thing too. It's like while you're in college or in TAFE, you've got to get some work experience. So again, squeak, pester the teachers to find out what productions are going. Because while you're under the banner and under the student heading, you are covered by insurance, and that's the #1 killer with getting work experience in this country. Is the work cover is really, really hard to jump and hurdle.